President Trump has had enough. Look which agency is on his chopping block. They're under investigation for private investment corporation. President Trump has a short rundown of government organizations that should be chopped out so as to lessen government spending and save the American individuals some critical tax dollars. Alongside cutting financing to the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and the National Endowment for the Arts, he has his eye on another administration organization that requirements to go. The Overseas Private Investment Corporation, OPIC, is the following futile and inefficient government program to be whacked for crediting out $890 million worth of advances to a few Chilean sun-oriented organizations, very nearly Chapter 11. From the Daily Caller. A federal aid program President Donald Trump proposed cutting is under investigation for giving out nearly $1 billion in loans to several nearly bankrupt solar companies, according to a Reuters report published Tuesday. The Office of Inspector General for the U.S. Agency for International Development, USAID, is auditing $890 million of loans approved by the Overseas Private Investment Corporation, OPIC, a program used to advance loans to overseas business ventures. Critics say such business ventures should receive funding from private banks, not from federal agencies. USAID initially began its audit in 2016 but kept it under wraps. The probe is centered on OPIC's decision to fund 5 Chilean solar farms and a hydroelectric project in 2013 and 2014. Many of the loans are unlikely to be repaid, according to the report. Trump proposed cutting funding for new OPIC projects in his 2018 budget outline released on May 23. Congress will not take up the president's budget proposal until later this year. The White House's budget calls for a 31% cut to the Environmental Protection Agency's 2018 budget, and slashes funding to the Department of State by 29%, while the Department of Agriculture would see a 20% cut. In total, Trump's budget proposes cutting federal spending by $3.6 trillion over the next decade, including $1.7 trillion in cuts to entitlement programs. Albeit a few business banks decided the dare to be excessively unsafe, OPIC endorsed the credits, at any rate, calling it a manageable risk. Several commercial banks examined financing the beleaguered projects, sources told reporters, but they ultimately determined the unusual schemes too risky. OPIC considered the market scheme a manageable risk, according to 3 internal reports from 2013 and 2014. It's simple for an administration office to spread money around when it's another person's cash. The American individuals went out on a limb and came up with nothing, yet I'm certain some abnormal Chilean representative benefited liberally. Perhaps Trump will cut it off rapidly before it gives away a couple of more $100 million of our tax dollars.